Welcome to this week's vlog, and it's great to have you with me. Yes, we are back from Turkey, and it's been a bit of a culture shock in a sense that we spent nearly 2.5 weeks in shorts and t-shirt, lovely warm weather, sunshine just about all the time, and now we're back in the UK, and I'm having to put my thick jumper on and try and keep warm. Actually, the sun is shining just now, but it has been raining, been dark. And I want to share with you some thoughts that came to me as we were returning from Turkey back to the UK, and particularly began our flight after we set off. We had to get up at 3 a.m. Local time in Turkey, which is 1 a.m. UK time, so it was quite an early start. We got to the airport, got on our plane, and once the plane had risen to its the height that it was going to be flying, we were above the clouds and in the lovely sunshine, at least when the sun rose. So we were flying for quite a while in the sunshine. It seemed beautiful out there. We could see the clouds down below, so the sunshine. And that reminded me, as I was thinking later, of the times in our life when the going is good, when we're happy, when everything seems to be going well, and the metaphorical sunshine is shining in our lives, and that's great. Sometimes when the good times come, we forget to give thanks to God. I remember a friend was visiting houses in a local area to invite them to come along to a special event at church, and she went to one house, and the person that answered the door said, "Well, I've got everything I want in my life. Why do I need God?" And my friend said, "Well, you could come along and say thank you to him." Sometimes we forget to say thank you, don't we? So there are times in life when everything seems to be going well. But then as we got nearer to our destination, to Manchester, the plane began to descend, and for a time it was flying through the clouds. Now I was thinking to myself, well, that pilot who's flying his plane must have a tremendous faith in his instruments to tell him where he was going and whether there's any obstacles in the way. Flying through clouds, you can't see a thing out of your windows. As I say, it takes a lot of faith. And sometimes in our life, we can't see the way forward. We can't understand what's happening. Everything seems to be spoiling our vision. Nothing's clear. It's as if we're in a thick cloud and we just don't understand what's happening. And there's a verse, because we can't work out ourselves what's happening. And there's a verse in the book of Proverbs, which says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your paths." So sometimes when everything is dark or obscured, we can't see the way forward, we can't see where we're going, we need just to trust in God and keep the faith. Believe and trust that God knows, even if we can't see. So we began in the sunshine, now in the clouds, and then as we go further down below the clouds, well, it's Manchester, and Manchester's got a tradition of a reputation of being a rainy city. Actually, it wasn't raining, but it was dark clouds. It was dull, quite a contrast to Turkey's sunshine. We're now in the Manchester region. It's cloudy, it's dull, it's cool. In fact, as we were driving home, I remember just looking at the side of the road, and there's a lady huddled up in her thick coat with a hat on or a scarf on, trying to shelter herself from the wind and the cold. And sometimes we're in that period of our life when there seems to be kind of clouds overhead. We can't see the sunshine. We talk about being under the weather, don't we? Sometimes we're in that situation. We can see some things, but maybe what we see isn't all that great. And we can't sometimes see where God is or know where God is. But we need to trust that he is there. Trust in the wonderful promise of God that comes in Hebrews chapter 13. God says, "I will never leave you or forsake you." So sometimes in life, it's sunshine. Let's give thanks to God. Sometimes in life we can't see anything about the way forward, we don't understand, but let's trust God. Sometimes in life we can see something, but maybe it's not all that good for us at that time. But we need to trust God. We need to believe that He is with us. So that's just a few thoughts from our journey home earlier this week. And glad to be back home. But again, I'm missing Turkey as well, no weather. But glad to be back with friends and to know that wherever we are in the world, whatever our circumstances, God is with us, God loves us, and God will never leave us or forsake us. So that's my thought for the week. God bless you. Thank you so much, as always, for listening today.